How to geographically diversify your assets. There are several ways to geographically diversify your assets. Let's look at a few tips. 1. Invest in international stock markets. Investing in international stock markets is one way to geographically diversify your assets, and here are a few ways you can do so. Purchase individual stocks. You can purchase individual stocks of companies based in different countries through a brokerage account. Invest in international exchange-traded funds, ETFs. ETFs are a basket of stocks that track a particular index or sector. There are many international ETFs that track different countries or regions. Invest in international mutual funds. Mutual funds are a basket of stocks or bonds managed by a professional fund manager. There are many international mutual funds that invest in different countries or regions. It is important to note that investing in international stock markets can be more risky than investing in domestic markets, due to the added risk of currency fluctuations and political instability. Additionally, it is important to research and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decision. 2. Invest in real estate. International investing in real estate is another way to geographically diversify your assets. Here are a few ways you can do so. Purchase property in different countries. You can purchase property such as a second home or rental property in a different country as a way to diversify your portfolio. 2. Invest in international real estate funds. There are many real estate funds that invest in properties in different countries. These funds can be a way to gain exposure to international real estate markets without the hassle of directly purchasing and managing property. 3. Invest in international REITs. Real estate investment trusts, REITs, are a way for individuals to invest in commercial real estate. There are many REITs that are focused on international markets. It is important to note that investing in international real estate can be more risky than domestic markets due to the added risk of currency fluctuations, legal and tax complexities, and the difficulty of managing property from a large distance. Additionally, it's important to research and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decisions in real estate. 3. Invest in bonds. Investing in bonds is another way to geographically diversify your assets. Here are a few steps and strategies to do so. Purchase international bonds. You can purchase international bonds issued by governments and companies based in different countries through a brokerage account. Invest in international bond funds. Bond funds are a basket of bonds managed by a professional fund manager. There are many international bond funds that invest in bonds issued by governments and companies based in different countries. Invest in international bond funds, ETFs. ETFs are a basket of bonds that track a particular index or sector. There are many international bond ETFs that track bonds from different countries or regions. International bonds can offer diversification benefits as well as potentially higher yields than domestic bonds. However, it is important to be aware of the added risks associated with investing in bonds issued by foreign entities, such as currency risk and sovereign risk. It is important to do your research on the bond issuer, consult with a financial advisor, and understand the terms and conditions of the bond before investing. 4. Use currency hedged funds. Using currency hedged funds is another way to geographically diversify your assets while reducing the impact of currency risk. Here are a few ways to do so. Invest in currency hedged international stock funds. These funds invest in international stocks while hedging against currency fluctuations. Invest in currency hedged ETFs. ETFs are a basket of stocks or bonds that track a particular index or stock. There are many currency hedged ETFs that track different countries or regions while hedging against currency fluctuations. Lastly, invest in commodities. Investing in commodities is another way to geographically diversify your assets and potentially provide a hedge against inflation and currency fluctuations. Here are a few ways to do so. Purchase physical commodities. You can purchase physical commodities such as gold, silver, and other precious metals, as well as oil, gas, and agricultural products. Invest in commodities. Invest in commodity ETFs or mutual funds. These funds invest in a basket of commodities or future contracts. Invest in commodity-producing companies. You can invest in companies that produce commodities such as mining companies or oil and gas companies. Investing in commodities can provide a hedge against inflation and currency fluctuations, but it also comes with its own set of risks, such as fluctuations in commodity prices, natural disasters, and geopolitical risks. Additionally, it is important to note that the performance of commodity is not indicative of its future performance. It is important to consult with a financial advisor and do your research before making any investment decisions. How to focus on most important aspects of the business. To focus on the most important aspects of the business in more detail, there are several key steps that can be taken. Let's have a look. 1. Establish clear goals and priorities. Establishing clear goals and priorities is a critical step in focusing on the most important aspects of a business. This process involves creating a mission statement that defines the overall purpose of the business and what it hopes to achieve. It also includes setting specific, measurable targets for key areas such as sales, customer satisfaction, and market share. This will help to ensure that everyone in the organization is working towards the same objectives and that resources are being allocated effectively. To establish clear goals and priorities, businesses can follow these steps. Define the overall purpose and mission of the business. This should be the statement that clearly communicates the business's overall goals and objectives. Identify key performance indicators, KPIs. There are specific, measurable targets that will help to track progress and evaluate performance of the business. Examples of KPIs could be financial metrics such as revenue, profit margin, or return on investment (ROI), or non-financial metrics such as customer satisfaction or employee engagement. Set targets for each KPI. Based on historical performance or industry benchmarks, set realistic targets for each KPI that the business can work towards. Prioritize goals. Based on the business's overall mission and objectives, prioritize which goals are the most important for the business to achieve. Communicate goals and targets. Share the goals and targets with employees, stakeholders, and customers. It's important to ensure that everyone in the organization understands the goals and their role in achieving them. By establishing clear goals and priorities, businesses can ensure that they are focusing on the most important aspects of their operations and that they are making the most of their resources to achieve their goals and drive growth. 2. Regularly review and assess performance. Regularly reviewing and assessing the performance of a business is an important step in focusing on the most important aspects of the business and ensuring the progress is being made towards achieving goals. This process involves analyzing data, evaluating performance, and gathering feedback from employees, customers, and other stakeholders. Based on these assessments, adjustments can be made as needed to ensure that resources are being allocated effectively and the progress is being made towards achieving the goals. To regularly review and assess performance, business can follow the following steps. Collect and analyze data. Gather data from various sources such as financial statements, sales reports, and customer feedback. Use this data to evaluate the performance of the business and identify areas for improvement. Conduct regular performance evaluations. Evaluate the performance of individual employees, teams, and departments. to identify areas for improvement and to ensure that everyone is working towards the same goal. Gather feedback from stakeholders. Regularly gather feedback from employees, customers, and other stakeholders to gain insights and feedback on the business performance. This can involve conducting surveys, holding focus groups, and conducting interviews. Review progress towards goals. Regularly review progress towards achieving the business's goals and targets. Identify any areas where progress is lagging and take steps to address the issue. Make adjustments as needed. Based on the data and feedback gathered, make adjustments as needed to ensure that resources are being allocated effectively and that progress is being made towards achieving goals. By regularly reviewing and assessing performance, businesses can stay informed of their performance. Identify areas for improvement and make adjustments as needed to ensure that they are focusing on the most important aspects of their operations and achieving their goals. 3. Communicate with stakeholders. Communicating stakeholders regularly is an important step in focusing on the most important aspects of a business. By communicating with employees, customers, and other stakeholders, businesses can gain valuable insights and feedback on their performance and identify areas of improvements. To communicate effectively, the following steps should be taken. Identify key stakeholders. Determine who the key stakeholders are for the business, including employees, customers, suppliers, shareholders, and other parties that are affected by business's performance. Establish communication channels. Set up channels for regular communication with stakeholders such as email, newsletters, town hall meetings, and social media. Communicate regularly. Regularly communicate with stakeholders through the established channels. Keep them informed for the business performance, plans, any changes that may affect them. Listen and gather feedback. Actively listen to the feedback provided by the stakeholders and gather their insights and suggestions for improvements. Address concerns and act on feedback. Address any concerns raised by stakeholders and take action to address the feedback provided. By communicating effectively with stakeholders, businesses can build stronger relationships, gain valuable insights and feedback, and identify areas for improvement to focus on the most important aspects of their operations. Next, prioritize and delegate. Prioritizing tasks and delegating responsibilities is a key step in focusing on the most important aspects of a business. By prioritizing tasks and delegating responsibilities, businesses can ensure the resources are being used effectively and the important tasks are completed in time. To prioritize and delegate effectively, following steps can be taken. Identify key tasks. Determine which tasks are the most important for the business to complete in order to achieve the goals. Prioritize. Based on their importance and urgency, prioritize the tasks that needed to be completed. Assess employee skills. Evaluate the skills and abilities of employees to determine which tasks they are best suited to complete. Delegate responsibilities. Assign tasks and responsibilities to the appropriate employees based on their skills and abilities. Provide support and guidance. Provide employees with the necessary support and guidance to complete their tasks effectively. Monitor progress. Regularly monitor the progress of delegated tasks to ensure that they are completed on time and to the required standard. Lastly, continuously improve. To continuously improve, businesses can follow these steps. Identify areas for improvement. Regularly assess the business performance and identify areas which improvements can be made. Set improvement goals. Based on identified areas for improvement, set specific measurable goals for what the businesses hope to achieve. Implement change. Develop and implement plans to make the necessary changes to improve the business's performance in those areas. Monitor progress. Regularly monitor the progress of improvement efforts to ensure that the desired changes are being made and goals are being met. Seek out new opportunities. Continuously seek out new opportunities for growth and improvement, such as new markets, products, or technologies. Be open to change. Be open to making changes as needed, even if it means taking risks or going on in a new direction. By continuously seeking out new opportunities for growth and improvement, and being willing to adapt and change as necessary, businesses can ensure that they are focusing on the most important aspects of their operations and staying ahead of the competition.